Hello guys, this is Reza and welcome to our Python tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to talk about two-dimensional lists. But what are two-dimensional lists? Let's go through an example to understand what they are. Imagine that you've got a cube and you want to store the width, length and the height of this cube inside a list. Maybe it is 2 by 3 by 5. As you know, each dimension is a primitive type, number, an integer, and then if you want to store 3 values inside a variable, you need to use lists. So now you have got the dimensions of a cube inside one list. But what would you do if you had 5 cubes? How do you want to store 5 cubes in a data structure? If you want to put them together, for example, the next cube is 3 by 5 by 8, and then the number grows, it will be really confusing to store all the values inside one list. That's where two-dimensional list saves you. But how do we determine a two-dimensional list? First of all, we open and close brackets because we are going to store a list of cubes. This list contains some cubes. But each cube is also a list of dimensions, a list of numbers. So we use open and close brackets again inside. We have a list of lists here. Maybe the first one is 2 by 4 by 3, width, length and height. Then we will separate different cubes by commas as in simple list. And then the next cube is maybe 3 by 6 by 4, and then the last cube, which is maybe a bigger one, for example 10 by 15 by 5. Now we have got a list of cubes. Each item contains the list of dimensions of that cube. How do we access each element inside this list? For example, you want to see what are the dimensions of the second cube. Let's call this variable cubes. And then we write, for example, cubes 1, because the index starts from 0. This is index 0 and this is index 1. Now if we print the results, we will have this list as the output. Let's see. As you can see, 364 is the output. But what if we wanted to know the length or the height of second cube? We would add another bracket, and then for this one it is index 2 0 1 2. So from cube 1 we will get dimension 2, cube 0 1 and dimension 0 1 2. So we will have 4 as the output. In this way you can access each item inside this two-dimensional list. Let's do some iterations over the items inside this list. For example, we want to print the capacity of each cube inside this cube's list. What do? We need a for loop for the cubes and then another for loop to multiply these items inside each cube. So we consider a for loop in which we have per cube a variable. So for cube in cubes, this name can be whatever you like. If you've got any question, you can refer to our for loop tutorial in order to see how can we work on fors. We are going to create a nested for loop here. This cube value will have at the first iteration this item, then this item, and finally the last item inside this cube's list. But for each iteration, we want to have the results. We will set it to 1 because we want to multiply all the items. And then we will iterate over each side of this cube. And then we will set result equal to result multiplied by side. Let's trace our program now. We will iterate over each cube inside the cubes list. So the first run, this value will be stored inside this variable cube. Then we will set result to 1, and for each side in this cube, it means first 2, then 4, and after that 3. We will multiply result by that side. Now side is 2, result is 1. 2 multiplied by 1, 2. In the next iteration, side gets 4, and result was 2. 2 multiplied by 4, 8. Result is 8. Side gets 3. 3 multiplied by 8, 24. Result gets 24. And then we will get out of this loop because we have reached the last item inside this one. And then we want to print the result. Take care about the indentation here. We want to print the result after this for loop finishes. So we want to get outside the scope of this for loop. And then we want to print result. If we run this program, we will have the capacity of each cube printed on the screen. 24, 72, and 750. Please take a deeper look at this example and try to understand how our nested loop works and how you can use two-dimensional lists and access the items inside them. If you've got any questions, please ask me in the comments below. I will answer you as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to encourage us to create more videos. Have fun and don't forget to practice.